we've got a couple of these games like this that the tale of two halves. We didn't perform very well the first 20 minutes. They played better than we did. We had talked going into the game how important rebounding was going to be. We had some goals set and we didn't reach them. They had 7 offensive rebounds at halftime. We had 5, which only 2 of them were individual based, 3 of them were team rebounds. That's effort. We're as athletic and as big as they are or more, and they were out hustling us. And then our offense sputtered a little bit, and we talked about after the Akron game that when they went on that big run, that our offense sputtered and it carried over to our defensive effort. And we talked about that can't be the case. We've got to be able to hold our hands on defensive rebounding, and regardless of what's going on, regardless of where we're playing, what the other team's doing, how our offense is going. And we talked a lot about that prior to the game, and then we talked about it at halftime as well. But I thought we set the tone the first possession defensively. We had 3 guys on the floor, and to me, they just had a little more edge to them. I was glad they responded to the 4-point deficit the way they did. And then, we got on one of those runs. We talked as a staff. We need to get on one of those runs. We need to get a stop and a run out and a 3 or a dunk and get the crowd into it, and hopefully get some momentum. And I thought that's what happened.
You mentioned the first possession. Will you talk a little bit about the first 4 possessions, especially theirs? It was, I believe, turnover, block shot, and another turnover, I believe. And also, was there a carryover to what you were doing offensively those first 4 possessions?
Yeah, it snowballed on them. We got after it a little bit there and got some turnovers and then led into runouts. And I think they called a pretty quick timeout to try to stem it. And that's what happens in basketball. Your team plays better longer than your opponent. You want your stretches to be a little bit longer, your runs to be a little bit longer, and we got on one. And then I don't have the exact number, but I thought the key was I think they had 7 points with like 7 or 8 minutes left in the second half in terms of points in that particular half. They had 27 at halftime, and I think around 34 or 36 for quite some time. And I thought that was a big deal. We strung together quite a few stops in a row.
In that second half, if you would answer 2 parts, what was different offensively in your eyes and what was different defensively in your eyes, second half?
I thought offensively, it started with the result of good defense. Most teams are better in transition, and we're no different. It feeds you. It provides energy. And so we did that, and then that made us more confident, more energized in the half court. And then I think it loosened them up defensively a little bit. We kept talking about attack. They were in a mess of foul trouble. We knew they had only played about 8 guys regularly in MAC play, and so we wanted to attack as much as we could. Getting to the line's been a problem for us. We haven't been getting the line in MAC play nearly enough as we need to, and so that was one of the focuses as well. And we ended up getting there 26 times, which I'll take every night. But I just thought we were a little more aggressive, a little more north and south, less east and west, and then when that ball goes through the net, it helps everybody.
Coach, right before the half, during one of the timeouts, I could hear on the baseline screaming at your team about getting rebounds, talking about rebounds. It sounds like they got the message. Can you talk about trying to be more, aggressive underneath?
Yeah, we have to be. I like our pieces, and we got a good team, but we're not the biggest team. I would say they're the most athletic team. We're not the deepest team. But we've got to play a certain way if we want to be effective, if we want to be successful. And I think rebounding is a big deal. And they were whipping us in the first half. So we're trying to encourage them, challenge them. We were disappointed with the rebounding numbers at halftime. They ended up, okay. I just think for us to be a good basketball team, we can't have lulls in that department. And we talk about it, we work on it quite a bit. So it's very disappointing for me and my staff when we don't get that type of effort in the games.
Can you also talk about the fact that you got shot 16% from 3, but still win by 12?
I love that. I love that. Because we're not going to do that all the time. It's 2 games in a row we didn't shoot the ball well from 3. We got 2 good shooters that shoot at a good percentage over time. And so, to win a game like that when you don't shoot well from 3, I love that. That's like, hey, the laws of average are going to kick in. And, here coming up in a game or 2, we're going to make 8 out of 17 or something like that. So I think that's a great sign. We talk about it all the time. You got to be able to win games you don't shoot well. And that was one of those afternoons for us.
You talked a little bit about the defense against the threes. First half, that was a lot of what kept them in the game also, making 5. In the second, they didn't make them, but they also didn't look like good shots.
Yeah, our three-point defense percentage has been pretty good all year long. We try to get scouting in the game, personnel in the game, and then we try to just be there on the catch and contest without fouling. And we were disappointed in that as well. We talked about that they had 5, and it was that game, a heck of a game. But 3 for sure, and possibly 4 in transition were right on him. And so we talked about that with him, that he was late to the shooters and he wasn't contesting at the top. And I thought we did a better job in the second half locating those guys. And the other thing that we did is we were helping a little bit in the post. And once we survived the foul issue, Rashawn didn't have any. So we stopped giving them any help. We stayed home on the shooters, so we didn't try to help them recover. We just stayed home. And they usually had 2 or 3 shooters on the floor at one time. We felt like Rashawn not in foul trouble with his size and shot blocking ability, that he can handle those guys one-on-one. And so that was the slight adjustment we made in the second half. So I thought the closeouts weren't as long, and they didn't have as much room when they initially caught the ball.
Coach, in the second half, I think they had just about 10 turnovers that looked to be kind of out of sync throughout the entire half. Would you say that's more of an effort thing from the guys defensively, or?
Yeah, I thought from where I sit, there was a change in intensity and effort and energy and tension in their bodies. Again, I thought it was set the first possession, the first 3 or 4 possessions. They were good possessions for us defensively. And then we picked them up more full court, free throws and dead balls. We were trying to speed them up a little bit. And they just had that foul trouble. They were having a hard time shuttling the guys in and out. And they couldn't get in a rhythm. And I thought the effort and the full court press a little bit, and their foul trouble all played a part in the turnovers.
What do you tell the guys when you're coming off a loss like you are at Akron about defending home court, tonight?
We talked about it. I think every team in America talks about protecting their home court. And if you want to challenge for any sort of conference title, obviously you got to win your home games, and you got to develop an edge at home and protect it. And that was one of the things we wrote on the board was protect, the stroke. And we did it. We got another one Wednesday. We'll have another opportunity to do that. And the old cliche or adage is, win your home games and try to steal as many or split your own games in the league, and you'll be going down the wire. You'll have a chance.
Were we surprised, Coach, when you looked at box score and saw that Zach had 10 rebounds, 17-10?
No. No, he's our second leading rebounder, and he's an effort guy. Played 39 minutes, and it's a product of his elite shape that he's got himself into. He's a tireless worker. He's as hard a worker as I've ever been around. And he rebounds. He's a ball getter. And hopefully we get some other guys to do that as well and join the party, so to speak.
Have you had a chance to look at Eastern Michigan at all? The only reason I asked is because of the zone.
Yeah, I've seen them. We played some like opponents in the fall with Dayton, and that was close to us, so I saw them play them. And then they had already played Ball State as well, and scouted Ball State, so we've seen them 2 or 3 times already, just by having stance. That's what they're known for, long and aggressive, and we're going to see 40 minutes of zone, and unfortunately we'll be off tomorrow. We'll have 2 days to prepare for it. All right, guys, thank you.